Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is for you all. I am back here today, and I told you yesterday I was going to talk about goals. But before we talk about goals and setting goals, one of the most important things that you can do for me is like and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that because, again, the more followers that we get in the channel, the more we can reach out and kind of make an impact on folks. So the things I'm going to go over today, it's kind of exciting to me just because I'm a big believer in this, and I learned this from Zig Ziglar. So none of this is anything I invented or came up with. He just was a motivational speaker that was a mentor to me in the sense that I just followed all of his stuff and listened to his tapes. That tells you how old I am. I listen to his tapes. But at the end of the day, he was a very influential person in my life, and again, I hope that what I'm going to go over today can possibly help you guys. One of the things though that I will kind of throw out there as an extra for today that isn't part of the goal setting is to invest in yourself. When I say invest in yourself, take 15 minutes every single day. It's not that much. And just watch something motivational. Watch something that inspires you. Read. Just invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, no one else is going to. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about goal setting. Goal setting, there's a formula. I mean, I wish I could make it more complex and more, like it was real rocket science, but it's really, really not. It's just like, if I asked you, what 2 plus 2 was, most people could tell me 4 unless they're doing the new math, because you know the formula. You know how to add. You know how to subtract. But if I told you, asked you the question, what's 7,652 divided by 496, you'd have to go down to pen and paper and kind of write it down and figure it out. But you have the formula. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you the formula that someone gave to me. And if you don't believe me, again, this goes back to that 30-day challenge that we're talking about and being positive, is just do it and prove me wrong. Show me that it doesn't work. And I'd be willing to bet that it probably does work, because it does work. So when it comes to goal setting, like I said, there's a relatively simple formula, and I'm about as low tech as can possibly be. So I'm going to have to figure out how to add this into the comment section as far as the formula itself. So you maybe want to write this down or kind of commit this to memory. But when it comes to goal setting, the first thing you got to do is write the goal down. You got to figure out what is the goal and just write it down. People who write their goals down are significantly ahead of the game when it comes to accomplishing their goals. Because if you don't have a goal, it's just a wish. If you don't write it down, it's just a wish. So, writing it down, it makes it real. After you write the goal down, the next thing you need to do is you need to say, what's in it for you? Why do you want to accomplish this goal? I mean, if there's no intrinsic value to that goal to you, you're not going to follow through. You're not going to do it. You're not going to accomplish it. So again, that's what you got to sit down. And if you can't write it down in one sentence, what's in it for you, it's probably not a valid goal at this time. It may not. I'm not saying not in the future. It might not be, a valid goal for you. But like I said, you should be able, in one concise sentence, write down what's in it for you or why you want to do it. The next thing is you need to put a date on when you want to accomplish the goal. Because if you don't have a deadline, you're never going to accomplish it. You may accomplish it, but long story short on that is it can just go on forever and ever and ever. And I'll get to it tomorrow or the next day or someday. But put a deadline. Put a deadline. It's a goal is a dream with a deadline. The next thing is you need to write down what are the skills that you need to accomplish this goal. And you got to be realistic. I use the example of, I think Zig Ziglar used it in one of his tapes is, he can't be he couldn't be an NBA player. So, if his goal was to play in the NBA, chances are he didn't have the physical attributes to do that. So, he didn't have the skills, so trying to figure out what the skill set you need is really important, and then it helps you align your resources and moves you towards that goal. The next really, really important thing is to write down and figure out who you need to be in contact with or who you need to help you accomplish this goal. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your parents, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, whatever it is. But again, the warning I will also give you that I got from Zig Ziglar was, your give up goals, you tell everyone. You want to quit drinking, you want to lose weight, whatever, the things that people will be on board with you to accomplish, let everyone know. Your go up goals, you only share with your close circle of friends or family, because if you want to be the top salesman at your firm, well, guess what? The person sitting next to you may want to be the top salesperson as ever. So they're not going to really, jump on board and try to help you be the top salesperson if they want to be the top salesperson. So give up goals, you tell everyone. Go up goals, you share with your inner circle. And then, the last thing that you need to do in this process is you literally need to take time and write down a plan. What are the steps that you need to do to accomplish whatever that particular goal is? And then that's where it becomes real. Whether you want to run a marathon, whether you want to write a book, whatever it is, it's almost that reduced to ridiculous where, if you're going to run a 26.2 mile race, it doesn't start by showing up at the race and running 26.2 miles. It's building up those base miles, staying injury free. It's putting that time in to get ready for the race. But, you start at the race date and you work your way backwards and you figure out what do you need to do to get there. But basically, with any goal, you have to have a plan. Plans don't have to be super, super complex. They can be very, very simple. But you still have to have that plan. So just to review, you got to write the goal down. You got to figure out what's in it for you. You got to put a date on when you want to accomplish the goal. What skills that you need to accomplish the goal. People that you need to know to accomplish the goal. And then write the daggone plan down. It's just that simple. And again, my challenge to you is prove me wrong. Pick a goal, write it down, follow those steps, and see if you don't accomplish that goal. And if you don't accomplish it, call me or email me or text me or whatever and say, Mitch, that formula stinks and it doesn't work. But I'm willing to bet that if you follow those steps and you do everything that's involved in those steps, you will accomplish those goals. So thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Hope everything is going out there in a positive way for you guys. I'm still focusing on being positive, and there's sometimes that it's harder than I would like to admit. But again, just focus on the positive, and now you've got a plan on how to set goals. So subscribe, comment. Love to hear some of the goals that you guys have. Again, I'll do everything I can to get behind you. I'll be a supporter for sure. So again, thank you so much for following the channel, and I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.